Upon finishing my poem, I didn't get much applause, and I guess we don't get to see my poem either. About what I expected. I'm still new to this after all. I walked back to the group and sat down. Once I did, Sayori came up behind me and whispered into my ear.
Nice job, Hallie!
Thanks, but I think My voice trailed off as I looked over at Yuri. She seemed worried. Shit, she's probably super nervous, isn't she? I should probably help her out. That's what friends do, right? I got out of my chair and walked over to her. Everything okay?
Hallie, everything is, fine.
Bullshit, is what I would have said had I been a heartless monster. Instead, I just raised an eyebrow. I don't think that's true, Yuri. I kneeled down in front of her desk. What's up? She looked into my eyes, not looking at any less nervous.
What
was that? Her face flushed.
I'm really nervous.
Yeah, I thought so. Alright, so... Oh, that might work. Yuri, wait here for a second. She nodded and I went over to Monika.
Is there a problem, Hallie?
Yeah, look, I need you to distract everyone in here for a while. Just so I can go talk to Yuri for a little bit in the hallway.
Well, but...
Monika stopped and sighed.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks. I walked back over to Yuri and tapped her on the shoulder. Let's go out for a bit.
What? Why?
I think you need some air.
Alright.
I grabbed her hand and opened the door to the classroom. I lead her out into the hall and over behind a corner, away from all the other students. I looked around. The coast was clear. I turned to Yuri, who still seemed panicked. Alright, Yuri, you're nervous, right?
I mean, that's what I just told you. Yes, I am quite so, actually.
Alright, that's what I thought. So, that might work. Look, Yuri, I'm gonna try and help you. Is that okay?
You can try.
Good, she's okay with it. Alright, cool. I didn't want to force you or anything. Yuri nodded.
Thank you, but I don't have any problems with you trying to help. I actually really appreciate it.
I smiled slightly. Happy to help. But anyway, we don't have much time. I'm going to tell you my idea, and I want your thoughts.
Well, alright. What's your idea?
When you go up to present, you know it's going to be hard. You're not used to it. That's perfectly fine. But I want you to be strong. So for you to be strong, I want you to imagine something. A hypothetical, to say it simply. I want you to imagine that all you're doing is reading the poem to me.
You?
Yes, me. I want you to imagine you're reading the poem to me. I want you to forget about the crowd and focus on me. Actually, wait. Yuri, do you have your poem memorized?
Of course. Why?
I want you to read it to me.
You mean right now?
I nodded.
Are you sure you want me to do that?
Yes, Yuri. I chuckled. I want to hear your poem. I want to hear what you put your heart and soul into. There's a silence between us for a few seconds. Yuri took a deep breath.
All right.
She closed her eyes and began to recite it slowly. It was beautiful. Yuri's poems are usually rather grandiose, but this was a whole new level. The symbolism, while I sadly didn't understand most of it, it was absolutely splendid. I felt smarter just hearing it. And her voice. Her telling me her poem was like that of an angel reading me a bedtime story. It was incredible. She stopped speaking and opened her eyes.
So, how was that?
I sat in stunned silence for a little bit. Wow. She really...
Oh no, you hated it, didn't you? I never should have...
No, Yuri. I cut her off. That was incredible. I even thought that word myself.
Really?
I nodded vigorously. It was amazing.
Right, okay. Thank you, Hallie. It means a lot.
You're welcome, Yuri. I looked over at the clock on the wall. Though I think we should be getting back now.
Shoot, I completely forgot. Do you think...
I think we're gonna be okay, but more importantly, I think you're gonna be okay. I began to lead her back to class. Just remember what I told you, alright?
Just imagine I'm reading it to you.
Exactly. When we got back to the club, Monika shot me a dirty look. I waved apologetically, sitting back in my chair. Monika spoke up when Yuri walked to the front of the classroom.
Okay, everyone. Our final poem presenter is going up. Please give them your undivided attention.
After her short message, Yuri cleared her throat. She seemed momentarily panicked, but then her eyes landed on me. When we made eye contact, she closed her eyes. She whispered something to herself. And then she opened her eyes, facing the crowd.
My poem is called The Ticking Hands.
She took a deep breath and began to speak.
Passing seconds shake the ground of which I stand, like gravel along an untrekked road. Vibrations jitter from the approach of an encroaching vehicle, a remnant of civilization. Does one stand as idle as a vagabond when a future escape is uncertain, or do they lunge into the fray of the blinding headlight for the securement of relief? Passing minutes bewilder the mind, mutilating anyone's respective reactions. Moments meander meticulously, yet hastily halt at the closing of the eyes. Reality lengthens under the rays of the sun. I trade away the net of cerulean for the cloak of darkness, embraced by the full warmth of the moment. Passing hours leave the soul to wander the void, the bastion of solitude. The emptiness, the nothingness, none of it paled in comparison to its embrace. It cares for me, it comforts my entity through its vague confines. It cradles me in its presence like a baby in the womb. Once I enter, I wish never to leave. The void's rosy complexion glistens in the serene beauty. It feels so nice, it's so nice. How all this time I've only wished to be with you.
Everyone in the room was silent. They're drinking it all in. I whispered, just wait for it. Holy hell! There it is. The room erupted in applause. I believe Yuri's noise level was near what Monika got. She smiled bashfully, gave a bow, and quickly shuffled back over to us. Monika, taking the opportunity to give us a chance to relax, went off to make an announcement at the front of the classroom.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
I stopped listening, though, when Yuri walked up to me.
Oh, Hallie.
She wrapped her arms around me tightly, cutting off my airflow.
They loved it. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. My vision began to blur. But I might not see much here in a sec.
Why's that?
You're crushing me.
Oh.
She let go of me.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
I held up my hand, cutting her off. It's fine, Yuri. No harm done. But yes, I saw you reading it, and I saw the applause afterwards. I'm really proud of you, Yuri. It takes a lot of courage to do what you did.
Thank you, Hallie. But I couldn't have done it without you, you know. Your method helped me greatly.
I waved my hand. Nonsense. You were the one that presented it, after all. I just gave you a little push.
Well, I'm greatly thankful for that push.
Yuri looked off into the distance. She seemed to be lost in thought.
They liked it. They actually. Anyone else feeling...
Oh, that one went by just a little too fast for me.
Anyone else feeling lightheaded?
Yuri! Rushing forward, I grabbed her before she could hit the ground. Shit! Oh my god, what the hell happened to her? Is she... Again? I froze. Again? I returned to Natsuki. What do you mean, again?
She passed out. She did this on the first day of the club, you know.
She scoffed.
Honestly, it's like she can't function without someone to watch her every damn move.
I pursed my lips. Well, that's not very nice. I'm sure she just got overwhelmed, Natsuki. She's not used to public speaking.
Well, sorry.
What was that?
Nothing. Forget about it. Look, I'll let the school nurse know about Yuri and stay with her until she gets here. Shouldn't take longer than a few minutes. While I do that, why don't you go enjoy the festival?
But don't you want to go enjoy it? It only comes once a year. She shrugs.
Don't worry about me. There's not much for me here, so I'm content enough to stay behind. Also, I know you've been wanting to spend some one-on-one time with Monika.
Well, that's...
That's what?
Monika. Shit.
Oh, hey, Monika. Hallie was just telling me about how he would love to hold your hand as you two pranced around the festival. Said it would be a dream come true. He said that? That seems a little... out of character. Well, he didn't really say that, but it was implied.
Kill me. but I can't say I wouldn't enjoy chilling with Monika for a bit. I mean, if you're up for it, I would like to spend some time exploring the festival with you. Maybe not the hand-holding thing, though.
Damn.
What was that?
Nothing.
Bullshit, it was nothing. Natsuki did the same thing not 2 minutes ago. But whatever. Okay, well, you want to get going?
I would. But is Yuri okay?
She's fine. But nothing. Now go, enjoy yourselves. I'm fine here, I promise.
You know, she seems really insistent on us leaving. She grabs our collars and shoves us out the door. I would be suspicious if it weren't for the fact that now I could go do cool festival stuff. Hell yeah. I am worried about Yuri, though. Passing out like that can't be normal. Even if she really did pass out on the first day of the club. Shouldn't it be more concerning if she's done it before? As I continued to think about this, we walked out to the main courtyard, where the listing of the activities their room numbers was. Activities/the room numbers. I walked over to the piece of paper that was taped to a pillar and looked at our options. Alright, focus on Monika, Hallie. Yuri's gonna be okay. Hopefully. Yeah. After that inner monologue, I began reading the list. No. Monika's a vegetarian. No. How do you know that? That looks good. No! After a couple seconds, I had narrowed down our options to 2 things. Candle making, or a Super Smash Bros. Tournament. I looked over at Monika. I don't think so. Candle making it is. Thoughts on making some candles?
Good idea, Hallie. I love candles.
Score. Well, says here it's in classroom 205. Want to head on over?
Lead the way.
So this is not Interview Club, Monika. Damn, seems we're really the only ones that cared enough to decorate. Nice job, candle people. Really put some passion into this one. A few seconds passed and Monika, sitting next to me, whispered into my ear.
They really didn't try too hard, did they?
I whispered back. Doesn't seem that way now. A dude that looked like he was indifferent to being here came by and nonchalantly put some supplies on our desk. A piece of paper with instructions, some wax, a plate, a Bunsen burner. Monika tapped my shoulder and I turned to face her. She's holding up the burner.
They really trust us with these things?
Seems so. I grabbed the instructions and read them over. Take the wax and put it on your plate. As I read this out, Monika did the tasks. She put the wax on the plate. She put the plate on the burner. She put the melted wax in the mold. She put the coloring in with it, and she added the wick. Not too bad, right? Son of a bitch.
Don't touch the hot wax with your fingers.
I'm not the brightest pencil in the pencil case. I'll admit that. As I think this, I accidentally get some coloring all over my fingers. Monika giggled and I exaggerated a frown. I then smeared some of the coloring on her nose as payback. She laughed and then stuck her finger in the coloring. She then smeared it on my face. I began to chuckle and then we were both laughing. It went on for another few moments until Monika wiped it off. We sat there for a few seconds and get back to making our candles. Heh, I'm having a pretty good time. I hope this day never ends. The festival is ending soon. It's rather early, only being around 15 o'clock, but these things never lasted that long anyway. That's 3 o'clock for you non-military time people. But I wouldn't really know. This is my first time ever going to the festival. You know, I turned to Monika. We're both chilling on the roof. She said she wanted to tell me something, but she hasn't started speaking yet. So I took the opportunity to speak my mind. I never went to the festivals. I would usually stay home and watch anime or something. But not this time, because this time I had a reason to show up. I had a purpose. It was the club. I put a hand to my chin and tried to formulate my words. I never really wanted to join a club, but I was convinced after our first meeting. The way you guys looked after I said I didn't want to join, it made me feel guilty. And yeah, I'll admit I joined out of guilt. But that wasn't why I stayed. I stayed because I wanted to get to know you all better. You all warmed me up to it rather quickly. I liked discussing literature with Yuri, I liked talking about manga with Natsuki, and I liked being able to spend some more time with Sayori. And you, Monika? Well, I once again tried to think about my next words. Back when we shared a class together, I figured you were just another popular girl. Some person that spits on peasants or whatever. But spending time with you made me realize how wrong I was. You're different, Monika, and I'm really glad to have gotten to know you better. After I let the word spaghetti fall out of my mouth, Monika continued to stare intently at me. She closed her eyes and dashed forward. Oh! Those ones blinked by a little quick. And upon feeling something on my lips, I opened my eyes wide in shock. She's kissing me. Holy shit, Monika's kissing me. Not knowing what to do, I go with my gut and kiss her back. It's awkward, sloppy. We're both inexperienced. But it's not bad. I can't say I didn't enjoy it. Monika broke it off and we both took some time to catch our breath. She's blushing, but so am I.
I really like you, Hallie. I have for a little while now.
Huh? You like me? Like, how so?
Love. I love you, Hallie.
Why? Since when? I'm not angry. Why would I be? I'm just so confused.
It's, been a little while.
How long?
Well, you see, back when we shared a class together, I always looked at you with curiosity. You were a bit of a recluse. Someone who clearly didn't want to be the center of attention. But that only made me want to get to know you more. I would try to sit closer to you in class, try to strike up a few conversations every now and then. But you either didn't notice or didn't care.
I think back on the few times I had paid attention in class. Shoot, I completely blew her off. Monika, I didn't mean to.
It's fine. It's in the past at this point.
Sure, but it's the principle of the thing. Monika.
Allie, I told you, it's okay. You had a pretty good reason for not wanting to talk to me.
She looked away and whispered.
I never spit on any peasants, though.
I rubbed my neck and chuckled nervously. Monika sighed.
Eventually, I gave up. It was an unrequited friendship. I never stopped thinking about you, though. In the time between me giving up, the school year ending, and you joining the club, I continued to think. I thought about what I could have done better, the mistakes I made. Oh, a constant was also me questioning me why, or the why.
The why?
Why you were so ingrained in my thoughts. And slowly it came to me.
She hesitated.
Slowly I realized I had fallen in love with you.